I'm gonna make succession scenes out of gingerbread. Here's some I made earlier. When I say earlier, I mean like 3 days ago.
L to the OG, dude be the OG.
So yeah, let's get sucking. Bad intro. Yeah, I've cut out a little guy. These are what all the characters are gonna shape-wise. I have gingerbread cutters, but like men cutters. I have cutouts of men already, but they just weren't really the right proportions, if you will. So for when I put in the oven, I've had a little idea, right? I'm gonna prop them up with some foil. Like I can scrunch up the foil and like curve the biscuit around the foil so I can curve a little bit. I've got some cocktail sticks to stab them, so they can stand up in the oven as well. In my head, this is gonna, you know, be a masterpiece. You know, MoMA level kind of stuff. In reality, it's gonna look like shit, and if it even stands up, it'll be a surprise, a nice surprise. So yeah, we've done this because the recipe told me to. I could have just kept it as one, but you know, I like being told what to do. Obedient, woof woof. Okay, I'm doing the Roman's rocket explosion. Kendall's
My boy Squiggle
little
cooked up this
sing-song.
beat for me.
Tom eating Logan's chicken. Tom when he goes into Greg's office and gets very excited about not going to prison. Roman and Shiv fight. Connor Roy, he was interested in politics. At a very young age.
At a very young age.
That might be it. I don't know how much dough I have, how much time I have left. Bit existential there, no? Okay, so we've rolled, and we've got flour everywhere. Sink down. We need 10 of these guys. Is this thin enough? I don't know. How thin does gingerbread have to be? Gossamer thin? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna cut. Okay, so they don't look as, you know, fucky as I thought they were gonna look. So that's a plus. We're gonna try and shape them to like in the poses that they are in the scene. We're gonna start off with Roman Roy looking at his little rocket go boom boom. So he's kind of, you know, hunched over a little bit. Oh, I need to cut out a little phone, but yeah, we're gonna see. You know, gingerbread, how it's not very you know, structurally sound and kind of floppy in many ways. Yeah, so we're working with that. Yeah, I've got to have him. His arms need to be like that, so you know he's like holding the phone. So he needs to come round, and he also needs to curve, but not too much. You know, I thought this was gonna be fun. You know, Succession and gingerbread, my two favourite things. It's actually very difficult and not fun at all. I would have thought. I'm kidding, it's been alright. Standing straight and then hunch. And this is very thin, his head's gonna fall off if I'm not careful. Okay. It's so stupid and floppy. Oh, his head is... Okay, let's do another guy that was messed up. Okay, this one's a bit thicker, I think. Yeah, that one falling apart too. I'm sensing a pattern here. See, I've already broke that guy. If this one fails, I'll probably have a little cry about it and then try again. You know how Roman always has like just ahead. Yeah, so we're gonna re-roll this, and maybe just do one at a time. I think if I can do one scene, hey, that's gonna be a win for me. Take two, we have the thickest boy I've ever seen in my life. Here he is. Say hi. Okay, I haven't fallen apart yet, but we still got time. Don't fall. Don't fall off. Talking to his head. The neck is always the weakest part of a gingerbread man. We all know that, don't we? I think we've done it. There's one. Hopefully this will be okay. I'm gonna do a little tie, and then yeah, I think that'll be the scene complete. Oh, you know, I was gonna make the sing cap as well. I think that'll be a lot easier because they're just like square pieces. Okay, I'm very happy about that. Hopefully, I didn't put any you know, baking soda or powder or anything in the dough. So hopefully that's like, it's not gonna change shape at all or puff out, which we don't really want. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little tie. I don't have a shape, I've drawn it, but I don't have a shape to cut around, but it needs to be small. Should I cut the shape out? No, let's just freehand it, see what happens. Because it's all been going so well already. So, who's your favourite character? Mine is Raymond. He's my favourite guy. You know, apart from, I mean, there was that one, there was a scene in, it was Kendall's birthday in season 3. That was the first time when, you know, watching Rowan being like, hey, this guy's a lot. I'm going to get a template for this tie, it's too hard. Let's cut this out. I have it here. Here we go. You see, tiny little tie. We're going to snip, snip. Yeah, anyway, so there was a scene, you know, where Roman's being a little bit of a cunt, if you will. And he pushes Kendall to the floor and he like goes all up in Shiv's face. And that was the first time I was like, hey, this guy's a bit annoying. Bit nice. And then like a few episodes down the line I was like, you know what, still one. So I've been a Roman gal since day 1 pretty much. Now I love Kendall as well. He wasn't really my day 1, but you know, the more I watch of him, I'm like, he's such a silly guy. You know, after his little performance and his whole thing where he was going to sing Billy Joel, one of my favourite artists, mainly because it was played a lot in The Boys, another great show. But yeah, now I've been turning into a Kendall lover now. Shiv, I've always loved Shiv. Kind of scary though, isn't she? But she did get a little bit, you know, not annoying, but like a bit pushy, which fair enough, because like, you know, she's finally having her time to shine in the business, and it's like, okay, no, I still love Shiv. Kind of gone off Greg. I think honestly, I think he's one of the most selfish characters. You know, at least all 3 of the Roys, right? They most of what they do is for their dad. You know, it's for someone else. Maybe not Kendall as much. Like, he kind of just wants to fuck over his father a lot. But, you know, but he usually says it's for other people rather than for himself. Whether that's actually true or not is another thing. But Greg, it's always just Greg, isn't it? It's just Greg number one. At least, like, even with Tom's like, is for Greg as well. You know, and it's been for Shiv. Obviously, Tom's also being for himself, you know. He's working his way up, and it is working. But like, I mean, Logan is, a lot of it's for himself as well. But that's like understandable. Logan's not very nice, but Greg is meant to be like a good character. I still like Greg. Don't get me wrong, but he is a bit like, you know, Greg's number 1 fan is Greg. But no, I think the scenes between Tom and Greg are the most funniest ones. I think Roman gets the funniest lines, but like as scene wise, I love Tom and Greg as a couple. Okay, so here are all the pieces. Hopefully it won't be really bad. You know, it might even be okay. Yeah, these are the pieces for the sink. Oh, that's the sink bit. This is the bowl of the sink. I've put it over a ball of tin foil, so hopefully it will have a little curve on it. And these are the sides of the sink. Tie, no phone, Roman. Okay, so I'm going to do the Tom and Logan chicken eating on the sink. You know how you feel about this? because they're obviously sitting down in a chair. So I've done it like this. So this bit of foil is like on the base, so the foil doesn't bend down. The seat also only goes up to like here or something, so it's not on his head, so his back technically should be straight if he has good posture. Okay, I've got the chair measurements and stuff. I didn't cut these out because these are like quite easy shapes. So much easier with like, I was going to do the table as well and table and chairs, like you don't need to curve them or anything, which is really nice. I'm worried that they're all going to burn. I'm going to have to watch these guys like a hawk in the oven. Okay, I laid it down like that. And then you bend, this is like a tutorial, and then you bend the tin foil over so that it doesn't fall down in the oven. Are you happy with this? I think we are. I'm not really, like, because his arms are like this, because they're on like, what are they called? Arm rests. But I don't really think there's much I can do about that. I'm gonna do the armrests, but I'm not gonna put their arms, I'm not gonna be resting on them. Sorry. We're gonna do the table, the 2 chairs, and a plate. And then the chicken. Okay, here they all are. All the stuff. These are the chair legs. I heard, well, after they're cooked, you can like grate them down on like a grater. So if they are a little bit too big or not like the exactly the right shape, we can always fix it. So I'm gonna put these in the oven, see what happens.
L to the O.
Okay, so we got banging on the window, family therapy. Is the window, and then get a little speech bubble, and then we got L to the OG, and then there's a little microphone, bow tie, doors to when they're fighting, and then Tom comes in and is like, oh, no thank you, and then we got Connor, a little speech bubble for him because he was interested in politics, and then a little Connor scarf. I have like this much left. I mean, I have that, but like, I don't really want to crack into that. So I might be able to do the cabinet scene with when he's stressing out, not stressing out, celebrating on the cabinet with Greg and Tom. So hopefully, if I have enough. Okay, so here are all the pieces. This one is the table chicken. Tom fell on the floor, so his legs have come off. Hopefully this glue icing thing that I'm making is good enough. But Connor, Kendall, Roman, Tom and Greg, Kendall and Roman, and then I've made a base. Oh. So like when I put them all together, they have somewhere to like stand on. I don't know if it's big enough because it looks like there's a lot of biscuit over here, but at the same time they're all going to be like put together, so they might not take up too much room. But hey, who knows? Want to know something cool? I don't have enough icing sugar. Ha 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 ha. I have to go get some icing sugar. I can't really be arsed, mate. This was all fun and games at the start, and now I'm gonna go. Target acquired. The icing's fucked because someone was playing silly buggers and has hidden the handheld whisk, so I can't whisk the eggs up to make a stiff peak. No stiff peaks over here, and so I can't do the fucking icing. But we're just gonna ice them another day, and hopefully no one eats them when I get back. But yeah, so fucking whenever I'm ready, I will be icing. Or whenever I can find the whisk, because someone returns it. Hey motherfuckers! Made some icing. It's brown because I added cocoa powder into it, and I wanted to make it like this kind of same colour as the biscuits, except that hasn't worked clearly, but whatever, we're using that. And I left a little bit of the white one for like the eyeballs and Logan's hair. Also I broke the whisk, but we don't need to talk about that. So I got my bag of shit. I think it's gonna be easiest to start with fucking Kendall. There he is. And then I've got a little mic here. And then a little bow tie. So I'm just gonna try and stick that on him. Little bow tie, lovely. I'm gonna add the details in with the black icing, so I can space in that. But we're just gonna construct for the time being. How's that look? Okay, and then do his little face. What does Kendall look like? Kendall looks like he's having a crisis. It's a mid-life crisis every 2 seconds.
Since I stand dad, I'm alive and well.
Okay, so I'm gonna do Roman's rocket launch next. I've got all these pieces for the sink, right? They are. So, and I got little Roman, little tie, little phone, little. Oh, I got the tap. The tap complete, but the last batch of biscuits I didn't set a timer for, so they are a bit scorched, to say the least. But hey, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try. I just dropped Kendall on the floor. This is 2 of them. I should have made extra. Also, yeah, so we're not gonna do the scene. It was the one where he was on the window going, family therapy. It's the hardest biscuit I've ever had in my life, but it tastes good. It's like crunching on a rock though. So Kendall is dead. Moving on. Okay, I think I did with Greg, right? When Tom comes into his office and like trashes it and everything, and he's in the corner like. But it's the same pose as I used with Kendall on the thing. So do I just get rid of Greg? Bearing in mind, not my favourite character, and just use this as Kendall? Or do I just... Because I have Tom on the cabinet and everything. I think I'm just going to use this as Kendall. Because this is a lot easier to see as well. Because it's going to be like this. Window. Speech bubble. Kendall. That's a lot easier. I want to have a little rant. Do you want to hear me have a little rant? A rant. I was watching Succession as I do. This is as the only thing I do now. And I was watching it, and it was sort of like season 2 or something. And it was also the episode where the first episode where it was the episode where Roman and Jerry have like phone sex, and it was the first like time it happened, and so their whole relationship dynamic like changed completely. And you know, so it's like quite a big scene, and like it's quite tame, like for an HBO show. Honestly, like not even that like crazy, you know. And my dad was in the room, and he has a whole thing about like sexual things in film and whatever. And like, I mean, I get like sometimes scenes are put in just for the sake of showing a sex scene, but that scene between Roman and Jerry was critical. Okay, everything changed between them from that point, and I think it's even better that like the actors were like Kieran and Jay were like brought that on, you know. They're like flirting with each other, and the writers were like, that'll be fun, and wrote it in. So like it wasn't even planned, it was just a thing that just like happened. And I love the relationship between Roman and Jerry, and that was a pivotal moment, okay? Iconic moment. Also it was like that, it was like a few episodes after Kendall killed a man. So he's there moping about a little bit. He's lost his drive. That's why at like the end of season 2, was it season 3? And yeah, it is the end of season 2. He like snaps back at Logan, and like it comes out of the blue because you think he's all beaten down and whatever, and then it's like, but I mean, it is in Kendall fashion to backstab his father. But yeah, so there's also the scene where like Shiv sees that Kendall's struggling and they have a little hug and it's like real sweet, and she's like trying to like help, and he obviously can't say anything because he's like, I've literally just killed somebody, and like, he has it all internal conflict, okay? And so, and also Shiv's like slowly coming into the company, like having like a proper position in the company and like being able to have her say and everything, because she hasn't really been part of it in the previous season. So she's coming in, so it's like, and fair enough, it's kind of a warm up to this, to like the season, like early episodes, they're not as like dramatic as like a finale, whatever. But good episode regardless. And so my dad watches the episode is like, this is disgusting, to the phone sex scene. It is boring, this guy's just moping around everywhere. The gal just seems to be walking around and talking and everything. I like the scene between Tom and Greg because I think it was a panic room episode where there was like a shoot, I think. I watched a few episodes. There was that, and he was like, oh, I like them. It's quite funny, that part. But otherwise it seems quite boring. And I'm like, you can't judge a show, especially a show like Succession, which has a lot of context to many of the scenes, to what's happening. The characters have proper, you know, journeys. You can't just hop in, make up your opinion, say this show's shit, especially when it's a show that I absolutely love. It happens far too often with my father. I watch a show that I adore, that I have mentioned, oh hey, I love this show. You're like, here's that, and it's like, well, it's shit. It's like, I'm sorry I don't watch Formula One, which is oh so exciting, isn't it? Or any car related things. Sorry, I don't want to watch a car thing, which is, I'm sorry, way more exciting, isn't it? Rant over. I think I'm giving up on this. No, I'm not. This is gluing. Okay, it's actually working. There we go. Look, it's Ken. We love him. If we were writing a speech bubble. Family therapy. Dun, dun. That was a fun episode, wasn't it? And then the guy jumped into the pool and like smashed his whole face in. That was funny. I didn't realise. Okay, I started watching the show because I saw a TikTok. There's so much influence TikTok has on me. I think it was like someone was like, oh, it's really fun to see. Now that Succession is coming out, like the final season, it's fun to see like the audience is like young people and then like old men that watch the show, and it's like, it's funny to see people like interact as like on completely different generations. And I was like, I need something to watch, and that was the first thing that popped up, and I was like, okay. I also didn't realise it was a comedy, so like I saw, it was like, oh, this bit's funny. I was like, it's a comedy, right? And it is. It is, did you know? It makes me laugh more. Like, that show makes me laugh way more than like shows that are meant to be funny. Not meant to be funny, but like shows that are primarily comedy. Like, I love drama comedy shows. I think I also love like family stuff. Succession, great. Shameless, that's a family drama comedy thing. Great shows, am I right? They are my favourite family, the Roys, and I say that over my own. Okay, so we've lost Logan, we've lost Greg, we've lost, actually no, that's it. But I've also lost the will to live, because this is very difficult to do. So we're gonna just leave it here. It tastes real nice. Yeah, I felt like if I was actually good at this, it'll be fun. I've just been doing this for so long, I kind of don't really want to do it anymore. But hey, come in. Take a look what she has done. Look, okay, what is here is okay. This is Roman. This is the sink. There he is. Can't really see, but he is very unhappy and he has a phone. This is Kendall. It's meant to say L50. The L's kind of melted off, but there he's standing, which I'm pretty proud of. There's Kendall again at the window. It says family therapy. And then we have the table, which again, standing is crazy. I couldn't get the chair to stand, but there's Tom. I think he was wearing sunglasses in this scene, and there's a bit of chicken. Again, Logan is not here, so it just kind of looks like Tom's just sitting there with chicken. Yeah, we have all these pieces here. I think that was meant to be Connor, and he was meant to be saying, you know, I was interested in politics from a very young age on this tiny bit of biscuit. A load of ties, a load of seats. It's just, you know, a bit time consuming. So this is all we've got for today. So this is basically my final send off to Succession. What a shit send off. But I'll probably slice those with anything random. But I hope this makes them do a season 5. To say goodbye. Also, a quick little thing. I ordered a shirt from Etsy. It's one where it's Kendall's. He has the headphones on, and it says "all bangers all the time." When he went at his party, it was like "all bangers all the time." Yeah. So I was hoping it was gonna come in time so I could wear it for this video. It hasn't. But hey, so this was fun while it lasted. Here's to not finding any more happiness in life because Succession is gone.
Honesty.